Greetings! For Women's History Month, I wanted to also spotlight several phenomenal, fabulous female illustrators. Okay, now there's so many out there. I do want to talk about a few. Now, this book is called I Believe I Can. It was written by Grace Byers, and the illustrations are so beautiful. They were done by Coulter Bobo. She does a lot of, she's done quite a few illustrations. The next illustrator I want to talk about was the illustrator for this book. This book is called The Talk. It was written by Alicia D. Williams, and the illustrations are by Brianna McCordery Ushendu. And oh, look at these soft illustrations. I love how she's done them. It's really a lot of fun work in this. The next illustrator, she's done quite a few books as the illustrator. There is the Mary Had a Little Glam book, and then the sequel to that was Mary Had a Little Plan. I featured this for Black History Month. It was written by Tammy Sawyer and illustrated by Vanessa Brantley Newton. So these were some of her illustrations, and this month I want to talk about this book right here, My Three Best Friends and Me, Zule. And it was written by Carrie Best, and again, Vanessa Brantley Newton did the pictures. And look at this very cute story. And why I wanted to definitely feature this story is because the main character is actually blind, and so we get to see some of her challenges. So really, really cute illustrations. The next person, I featured one of her books for Black History Month, and that is Vashti Harrison. So she's the illustrator. This book was in fact written by Kimberly Durding and Shelley R. Johans, and it's called Cece Loves Science and Adventure. And I just love the cutesy illustrations in here as Cece goes on a camping adventure, and she uses the science skills that she learned in the classroom. So this is a book that I have read aloud and I'm featuring this month. And then I have Out of Wonder, Poems Celebrating Poets. Now the book was written by Kwame Alexander with Chris Colderly and Marjorie Wentworth, but the illustrator is Ekua Holmes. And when you see her work, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful interpretations for each poem. Okay. Okay, jump in. This was written and illustrated by Shadra Strickland. And this book, oh my goodness, I just feel as I'm looking at these illustrations, I feel like I'm there. It is amazing to see, okay? Look at this. And you just see double Dutch just playing outside, having a good time. So this is just a fun story. Kind of gets you in the moment. Right? And so sometimes when you're looking at illustrators, you don't always see people of color. And I find that right now there's a push to be more inclusive and to be intentional about getting illustrators of color. So I'm really, really excited to see that push. Now this person, the next illustrator I wanted to talk about is new on the scene. Her name is Dare Coulter, and she just did a book, illustrated a book for Kwame Alexander. Now, you probably hear his name a lot in books that I've talked about in recent weeks and whatnot. He's just done some fabulous ones. But this book is entitled An American Story, and she did an amazing job with the illustrations. Now, for this story, I am actually going to choose not to read the book on my channel, but I, want to give you a note from the author so you just kind of know what it's about. So Kwame says, I wrote this story after a racially charged incident happened in my daughter's 4th grade classroom. They were learning about life in the 13 colonies without discussing the impact and trauma of slavery.
During a parent-teacher conference to discuss the matter, my daughter's teacher became defensive, distressed. We realized that her anxiety came from a fear of teaching slavery, which stemmed from the fact that she was never taught how to teach slavery in the classroom. It became apparent that so many schools don't prepare their students to fully understand the truth about slavery because it's scary and hard. I believe An American Story, this book, can help give us a way to speak the truth to children so we can all stop being afraid, so we can start moving closer to our better selves. What the illustrator says is this: most of my work focuses on joy, but this book deals with difficult and painful subjects, and I wanted to make sure to do the history justice. The process of making this book has taken nearly 6 years. But I wanted to share this book because the illustrations were so engaging and inspiring. And then to read about her process and the time, 6 years to get the illustrations for this, but they're fabulous. It's just amazing. Okay, that's what I wanted to share with that one.